Yep.
Briefly, the highest we've had so far.
Highest.
9,300.
Over 9,300, I think it was. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Every game, I'm just amazed. I'm still amazed every game by the turnout.
I mean, they're the premier sports event in Halifax right now, in my opinion. I mean, the Mooseheads, obviously, the product isn't there. They're not, they're having a kind of they're doing the rebuild thing.
Yeah, of course.
But, so, the product there isn't. This is the best thing to watch in the city.
Yeah, and I mean the Thunderbirds really they walked into an amazing situation because the Mooseheads for the past, I'm sure we've mentioned this, but since 2012, 2013, they've had awesome teams.
Yep.
Won
Memorial Cup there.
Memorial Cup, excuse me.
There you go.
And they've been the ticket, and the Mooseheads they're the pride and joy of the city. I mean, it doesn't matter if the Mooseheads are a terrible team or a great team; they're always going to have their fan base. But the Thunderbirds came into this and they just have ridden the momentum and the wave, and the people have kind of grabbed a hold, and it's just been amazing.
Yeah. I apologize, but I'm on my phone. I was listening to you, but no, I'm trying to I was trying to do it in my car on the way over, but driving and texting, we don't.
Yeah, you can't do that.
We don't do that. So, but I'm just looking up, like I said, 3-3 at the half. And we had their Twitter is a lot here. Forget that. I'm gonna move into.
Well, you keep searching that, and I'll keep
you go ahead, fill in for a minute.
So, we're talking about the Mooseheads, and then also at the Scotiabank Center, you've got the Hurricanes, Halifax, the basketball team. I mean, they've been around forever. I think they started out as Rainman. I think it was like 06, 07 was their first season, and they're surprised to me because they've had high attendance and then they've had just low attendance ever since, but they seem to have their loyal fans that can somehow keep them above water, and they're still there. But I think the Thunderbirds are just the biggest draw in the city. And of course the Wanderers, they've had the one season under their belt and they had a huge draw last year. They were amazing, not playing in the Scotiabank Center obviously, but
no, the attendance, the capacity is a little different.
They took the city by storm. I don't think anybody expected them to do what they did in terms of the fan base and people getting behind them in soccer. I mean, you don't think of soccer as being that big of a draw, but
yeah. Well, now that I'm up to date here on my phone,
we go.
I was just looking. So 3-3 at the half, or 3-3 at the end of the first quarter. Yeah. Sorry, and then Graham Hossick scored to start the second quarter, and that guy. I was looking at his stats on the way over here. So I think his career goal number in the NLL is 8 goals total in 18 games.
Okay.
So he has 7 this year so far in 9 games. So he's on pace, obviously, to have a career year.
Yeah, definitely.
And kudos to the coaching staff too, and recognizing that he's one of, or if not the most responsible defensive player in the NLL, and they're giving him the opportunity to carry the ball and to contribute offensively as well, because you see him rushing the ball all the time, and he's still doing his thing responsibly defensively and in transition. I mean, you're looking at potentially a 3-time defensive player of the year,
right,
back to back to back.
Yeah, and I don't see any reason as to why he wouldn't win it from what I've seen. And you talk about his offensive contribution, I'd like to go back and look at each of his goals, because I feel like a lot of them have come at big times. They've been tie-breaking goals. They've been first goals of the game. They've just been goals that have been able to swing the momentum, and he just has that ability to put himself in the right spot. And you look down and say, oh, there goes Hossick on another breakaway.
It's usually him recognizing an opportunity in transition.
Right, and he's amazing at that.
That he can capitalize on. Like, you have numbers out there, right? So you got an odd man rush, and he just... maybe before I honestly didn't watch him like through his Rochester career, right, but obviously he's recognizing that the Halifax is a different makeup, different coaching staff. I'm sure they're telling him, just do your thing, and he's a mutant on defense.
Yeah, so he's amazing.
Yeah, so if he can contribute that way, it just makes his team all that much better.
Yeah, and in the interview that Dean had with Bob Hayes, I think Bob mentioned that Graham Hossick is like, if he was in the NHL, he would be like a $13 million, $12 million type of player.
I know. I said that to Belly at the game. Like, Hosick is, he would be,
And he's exactly that. He's your top end defenseman who doesn't just kind of wow you offensively with his instincts and his IQ, but defensively he's always there. He's always in the right spot. He's reliable. You can always count on him to be your shutdown guy, and he chips in offensively too. So he's our $12 million NHL number one defenseman. That's no question about that.